Hello everybody, my name is Max, welcome to my channel, and I decided to revisit Fallout 4. I decided to revisit my old settlements, the one who I've been working last time I was in the game, and those who I didn't touch yet. And back in the day, I used to build very strange things. Many questionable decisions have been made, and I decided to revisit all the old settlements and remake some of them, and maybe build some of them from scratch, because some of them I didn't even touch yet. And I've recently discovered that Fallout 4 community is still alive and doing well. Guys doing builds, and I like building in this game. I adore building in this game, but when I first got mods, yeah, I began building some crazy things, like futuristic institute stuff in the middle of nowhere, just in a field. So my builds were not matching with surrounding at all. My builds were completely out of place. Yeah, I've been building some vault structures, but it's not realistic, to be honest. When you have a giant vault door on the entrance to your settlement and giant concrete walls, settlers could not possibly build something like that, or Minutemen, or whatever. So, I decided to build something different. I downloaded some mods, useful mods, and I've decided to build new settlements in order for them to look nice. And I'd like to present you my first settlement. First of all, I'd like to apologize for occasional frame rate drops and possible lags, because there's much stuff going on. There's many objects around, way past the build limit of settlement, so I apologize for that. Anyway, I'd like to present you with GRAYGARDEN.
Осенний сон зовут меня воспоминания мои. Горит оранжевый наряд, и воздух свеж, и журавли курлычат в небе.
So, here we are. Overall, I've decided to build this settlement, as I said, to be a bit more realistic, to match with the surroundings. So I've used a couple of mods here, especially Snappy builds. I didn't use Homemaker, Commonwealth trees, and okay, the list of the mods will be in comment section or whatever in the description. So I've decided to build this settlement using some of the materials gathered from a commercial area down here. As you can see, we have some residential houses here with this kind of structures. Yeah, so I've decided to implement this style here using Snappy Builds mod. And the first thing we met with is this kinda guard tower. To be honest, this guard tower is a mess. It's a bunch of things snapped or glitched together to make an impression that this building was at some point, it was a residential building, as well as we have there, but it was rebuilt or repurposed at some point by the settlers to be kind of a guard tower. So it's a residential building, but it was partially rebuilt, remake to make an impression of guard tower. It is a guard tower. So we have some guards here, guard posts here and here. We have generator, a couple of minutemen standing here. This piece is from Minutemen Moral Pack mod. Down here we have, I don't know, it's just a simple creative clutter piece, so you can sit here and sit here. Again, some posters. Another guard here. She has some weaponry. Yeah, a place to sit, to have a rest. We have lampposts and all the small things. If we go here, unfortunately, I couldn't figure out how to snap this vanilla game piece. Not vanilla, it's a DLC piece with this structure, and we have this, unfortunately. But here we are. We have weaponry shelves here, again, creative clutter pieces. Yeah, workbench, a bunch of armor and other things here. Turrets, regular laser turrets, projector, the upper floor, and we have beacon here. So not much to see, but I like this building. It was a big struggle, but I like this. And as you can see, I've decided to embrace Grey Garden for what it is. Garden. It's a garden. It's not much of a farm, because I've seen guys building Grey Garden as complete farm, like farm. Crops everywhere, and I don't know, Brahmins roaming around. But for me, it's more of a garden. Because, guys, it's in the name, it's a garden. So it's more of a decorative thing, and I decided to, like, build things that could be in a garden. So, if we go here, we have a nice pond here. We can drink this water. It's again a mod piece, Snappy builds, some water pumps. I like this little pond. When we go to this, some of you guys already could have noticed that this greenhouse is not exactly a vanilla game greenhouse. I've completely rebuilt vanilla structure. You can do this using console commands, enable and disable command. As you can see, you can click on object, we have an ID here, and then you type disable command, and you can disable an object, so it deletes it. And I completely rebuilt all of this greenhouse, but I left an original sign, Grey Garden. On entrance, we have again some creative clutter pieces. I adore these pieces. I adore these little pots with flowers. We have cinder blocks with flowers. We have dog house, and we don't have a dog actually. We have a cat. Scavenging station, cigarette packs with a cigarette vending machine with a nice poster, hydroponics. And if we go inside, despite the fact that I've deleted all the original structure, I decided to left this nice sprinkle system because I like this. It makes sense. So we have these planters all around. We have planters. Something is going on with this wheat, I don't know. We have these lamps, purple light for artificial growing. Again, we have a bunch of clutter, a bunch of objects. Some of them are from mods, some of them just been placed here by me, like this buckets. Yeah, we have this. Yeah, and I've tried to make an impression of hard work. Guys have been working here for a long time. They are growing food, yeah, and we have all of these things. And as you can see, I decided to land on a atrium vault floor because I like something fresh here, and this thing is green. And as you can see, this settlement is very green. I've decided also to land on specific color style, so everything around is pretty much green. Here we have Brahmin, who's unfortunately escaped from my trap, but we have red deer here, a little place for animals. We have restrooms here, just your regular restrooms, but with some creative clutter and some mod pieces like toilet paper. Obviously, you need this. You're gonna need this. Just a simple place to wash your hands, soap, some little things. It's all about details. Nice place to have a rest. Nice place to have a rest while you're watching your red deer roaming around. So let's go here. Here we have a bunch of vegetation. We have a lot of vegetation everywhere. I like this settlement. Privet hatch, water tower. I guess it makes sense because it's a garden. Yeah. And we also have this nice pathwalks everywhere. But we're back here. I've decided to not make much changes to this mutefruit farm. I just make a nice fence around, a bunch of little things, flamingo, crates, this little pot with a little mutefruit plant. Then you can go here. Also nice area to have rest. Yeah, very romantic, nice atmosphere here with this lampposts hedged around, and we have a nice stairs. And this stairs leads us to this recreational area. Nice area, again, nice area to have a rest, to make barbecue. This is actually functional. Very many flowers here, small trees. So I'd like this place to seem like it's been used. It's been used. And here we have, usually it's a bunch of people here, but here we have no one. Wandering trader station, I don't know how to call this properly. Again, a bunch of crates, a bunch of clutter here. So we have a resting area here, just your regular park garden area, and trading area here. If we go down there, we have our first main warehouse. We have actually two warehouses, but this warehouse is the main one.
Yes.
And it's been protected by the munutemen guys. There's actually not much to see here. I like to build something like this because you obviously need plates like this, a bunch of clutter again, some warehouse stuff, barrels everywhere, crates. The main idea here that this settlement values the most valuable thing for them is fertilizer. So they buy fertilizer, they make fertilizer, they love fertilizer. If we go up here, not much is going on here. Again, some working stations, Mr. Handy's box. This build was a pain because it's from different structures, it's different styles, it's completely different section of mod menu. But I've managed to work this out, to snap things from vanilla game and from mod together. We have a nice balcony here, and also if we go down there, we can go out from here and we can see that this building is supported by columns. Anyway, everything here is supported by columns because Grey Garden is built on a giant hill. It's not very comfortable, but okay. So, again, we go up here. Let's go this direction. I've made a nice shed using the same structures here. I decided to hide this working station in a small shed. So, let's go here first of all. It's our second warehouse. It's a little bit smaller, but again, a bunch of things here. It's more for the instruments, like this lawnmower, power armor stand, a bunch of things we have here. Just your regular warehouse stuff, many instruments around here. This piece is very useful thing. It's wall grips again. It's a different mod, Snappy house builds. Oh, we have a nice lighting. Turn on. And you could probably see that. Let me show you something. Let me show you something for a second. Could notice that something is missing here. Something missing in this settlement. The thing is, I've deleted the whole section of the overpass. By the way, we have some objects floating here. Yes, we need to delete this and this. Okay, we're good now. I've been working down there, deleting this greenhouse structure, and I've been using this command, as I showed you. And at some point, I noticed something strange. I've noticed flying cars and flying debris. I've decided to look, and I discovered that I occasionally deleted the whole section of the overpass. Like, and I've been panicking at that moment because you need to be very careful with these console commands. You could occasionally delete crucial parts of your game, and I've been trying to spawn back this structure that I occasionally deleted. And as you can see, this section of the overpass have this number, and this section of the overpass have this number. It's exactly the same, except this has 8 in the end, and this has 6 in the end. So I assumed I've occasionally deleted an object with ID, the same ID, but 7 here, and I've been trying so hard to spawn it back. But the thing is, you can't, because this buffer holds only a few IDs, and if you misclicked at some point, you can't anymore, because this ID of the object should be here. You can't just type it here and spawn it back with enable command. So I've ended up with a giant gaping hole in the place of the overpass, and I had to make this ugly concrete columns in order to all the thing to make sense, because before this ugly concrete columns, things were just floating. This remaining section of the overpass and that section, they were floating in midair, so I just decided just to build something for support. I don't like these columns, but here's the lesson, guys. You need to be careful when you're working with console commands. Just be careful, don't misclick, don't delete game structures that you should not, that you're supposed not to delete. Well, we've been here. As you can see, I decided to build multi-level residential structure in the place of this gaping hole, because anyway, when life gives you lemons, just make lemonade. So I've decided to build something, because we don't have overpass anymore. We don't have this crucial placeholder. We need to build something here. And this structure is really multi-level. We will watch this later. And on the lowest level, we have some restrooms. We have residential communal space. Let's go here. This is, as I said, communal space, decorated with a bunch of mod pieces. I couldn't be able to do this without mods. I like how these mods could bring life into your settlement. So it's just a bunch of double-level beds, some nice things, some shelves, posters, books. I'd like this place to seem like people lives here, And they actually do. They go here and they sleep here. So it's a nice place. I like this. It's not much, but at least it's something. I like how it feels. It's very cozy. It's very. I can feel that I am home here. With all this furniture, with all this clutter, with all these pieces. I'd like to think about personality of people who could possibly live here. And for example, this guy loves books, so a bunch of books, and this guy, he like me, he likes models, so a bunch of models here. A bunch of paintings, curtains also make sense. So let's go up from here. Let's go up. Let me close the door. Let me close the door. Thank you very much. Sometimes you can get stuck here. So here we have a nice entrance. Wooden structure. I try to make this thing different. So I don't use only one wooden structure. I use different wooden structures to make different patterns. Again, flowers everywhere, vegetation. It brings life here. We have a nice decorated entrance here. Let's go up. Here we have, it's a mix of marketplace. We have shops here, and we have bar here. You guys like to hang out here. As you can see, bottles, food. This bar is occupied all the time.
Yes.
Yes. Guys likes to hang out here. We have menu, we have bottles, beer, Coca-Cola, everything here. So it's a little place for them to hang out. Let me walk. Here we have sink, towel, dishes. I also maintain this vegetation theme. They have planters everywhere. Here we have gun shop. Again, a bunch of clutter, ammo boxes, everything. We have weapons stands here. Some vanilla game structures, some of them are mods. I like to do this little trick. We have a little doors with this vanilla game gun shop. But if we try to do this, we can have gun display on these doors. So this structure right here is a general store. So it's a bunch of random things, gardening tools, this, crates, barrels, everything, because it's a general store. And the main idea here that the owner of the shop also sleeps here, so we need some curtains for privacy. Here we have armor. I've glitched in this piece. If you don't know, you can move object with console commands. Again, be careful. In case you don't know, just Google these commands. Get pose, set pose, it's very crucial. It's quite an advanced building technique, but you can clip things right through if they don't have enough space. Again, we have clutter here, we have armor. It's just here. It just lays here. So, in that direction, let's go that direction. We have medical station. We have this clinic station. Again, this nice table for writing. Nice place to have a rest. Shelves there. It's a bit empty right here, but whatever. You could have a rest here if you're ill. Yeah, some hospital furniture right here. I like these creative clutter pieces. It brings so much life and feel into the settlement. And this little house, it's green, as you can see. I told you, this settlement is very green. The main idea here that the doctor and his assistant lives here. By the way, every interior in this settlement is decorated, so it's a long run. Take some food or beverages for you. This mod even have red slippers. They have slippers. I mean, how cool is that? It's so nice to have this kind of things. Why don't we have this clutter in vanilla game? So let's run to the second level or the third level. Not yet. We have a kitchen here. Excuse me, lady. We have kitchen here because you obviously need to cook things, to serve things there in a bar, because it's this thing is like 2-in-1 bar and I don't know, breakfast station, cafeteria. Again, a bunch of mod structures. We have this kitchen is located right above that communal room we've been on the first level. So we have fruits, cutting boards, all of this. Small details. I like this. Towel, sinks, broken fridge with some food. I like these details. I like this. Coffee machine, it's too large. But anyway, you need coffee to get up in the morning.
Huh?
Yes, yes. As you can see, it's a big frame rate drop here because it's much things here. Here we have, again, place to have a rest. I've used this garden style chairs pretty much everywhere. The main idea that guys like to hang out here, read comics, drink beer, smoke, and everything. A nice place. Green bulb, again, green stuff. Talking about green stuff, again, planter. Again, scavenging station. It's a bit unusual mix of greenery and scavenging station. Anyway, we have another home here. It's a vanilla game prefab, wooden prefab. So as you can see, I'm mixing vanilla game structures and mod structures here. If we go inside, all of this, we have a nice separation here, because here lives very confident guy, and here lives a Coca-Cola fan, I assume. Let's go up here. Let's go up here. Here we have another home. Let me just... Another home. We need to be a little bit more faster, because it's already much time. I've talking so much. Again, decorated room. We have another house here. Here lives maybe guy or girl who likes... By the way, the bed is inaccessible. The bed is pretty much inaccessible, but it's a gardener. This person likes gardening. Here we have very strange house, very strange architecture here. Very cramped, very little space, but I'd like to improvise. So, not much about decoration. If I go down again, you can see this house. We again have another house here. Here lives a bit paranoid guy. A bunch of holotapes. He maybe like to record his thoughts. I assume he is afraid of communists still. Here we have again a bunch of clutter, working station, a bunch of things, and we have very important thing. Again, a toilet. But if you want to build a toilet on a second level or something, here's the problem. You need sewer system. And I just have something like this, because I've managed to build a pipe stacking a bunch of barrels. It's a barrels, guys. It's a barrels. It's many barrels stacked upon each other using console commands. And we have a pipe in order for things to go down here, and I assume we have a septic tank or whatever here. I don't know, but it's attention to detail, guys. Attention to details. We again have, oh, excuse me, gravitation. We again a crate here, because there was a truck at some point on this overpass. Some ones occasionally deleted, and we have room here. Terminals and everything. Let's go up on a different level. up, up, up. You could have a rest here. Here we have bus, because it makes sense. We have overpass, a bunch of cars. You don't have to drag it all the way from the ground. It's just chilling here. Again, vegetation in planters, a bunch of things around. Bus is also decorated with things. We have terminal. I assume that the engineer lives here because it's quite advanced terminal. Engineer or maybe his assistant. It's very cramped space to sleep here. Some things, some clutter, a hat. You need this. Curtains, louvers. Just generic things, but it makes sense to be here, and it makes good impression. Like this thing, like someone lives here. Again, here we have crate, cargo crate. Not much is going on here because it's not much space, but we have something. Again, some details. This structure is prefab, but not entirely. I've built in some structures because, by the way, we have bridge here. It's a Diamond City shack, but I've glitched in some walls because this structure was very open space. Between these cones there were nothing, and I also glitched in some glass. We haven't. Originally this structure is without glass, but I've managed to do this. Let's open the door. Again, very cozy space. I don't want to trade with you. A place for several guys to live. We have this gym thing here, books and the things. This second floor, again, it was glitched in. It wasn't like that originally. It's a bunch of stuff up here. Like, let me show you. It's boxes, wooden crates, everything. Then we have this house up here. Again, I've managed to glitch in some glass, and overall builds here are abominational mix of vanilla game, of mod pieces, warehouse pieces, and everything. If we go inside,
not many doctors around these days.
I assume that very intelligent people lives here, maybe just one person. It's very nice here. Portraits, books, everything. And one thing about this structure, we have this balcony, but it's a decoy. There's nothing inside. I just added this balcony. For the looks of it. I also have wall grips everywhere, vents, pipes, because again it makes sense. Oh, these things are unfortunately levitating. So it's not over, because if we go here, we have a bunch of kind of low-income guys who lives in this cargo crates. We have a clipping tree here, not much for decoration. Let's go here. Again, not much, but at least it's something. I've managed to plug in this car, this van, because it was open space and I couldn't paste anything here. I couldn't place anything here. A bunch of stuff on the roof, vents, pieces, and I also have this car on top of this ugly concrete column. We have many things going on the roofs. This metal dome. You really need to view this settlement from a distance, because only then you see how how things like matching together. You can see the green overpass and all the green structures, and you can see that I had to do very big support structures in order to all the settlement to make sense, because back in the day I just didn't care. I've been placing things and things were just levitating in midair, and right now I'm a different person. These structures, I like them to look like they've been built by settlers. They were scavenged around, so we have a mix of vanilla game structures, support structures, and industrial pieces from Snappy build kit mod. And overall, when you view this settlement from a distance, it looks like a fortress. I mean, look how multi-level this thing is. We have first level with communal space, we have market space, and all the way up here it's all the living quarters, individual houses, each one with each one with interior, and I'd like to think about person who lives there. I'd like to think about personality. Right now I like to think about that kind of things, and I like how I've managed to do this settlement. This is very green settlement. It's not gray house, it's greenhouse at this point. It's not gray garden, it's a green garden. Again, very useful mods, Commonwealth trees, and I also used unlocked settlement objects mod here. I like how I managed to do this greenhouse remake, because I didn't want to build something completely different. I'd like to keep it like in that kind of style, but different. Because original structure, many guys just keep this original structure, but you can delete undeletable objects using mods, or if you don't want to use mods, you can use console commands. It's a built-in feature in the game. I don't know. It's not cheating, guys. It's not cheating. So all this settlement is a mix of things. I think about things that you could scavenge around. I like to watch around, roam around, and think about things that you could, as a settler, that you could scavenge and use for your settlement. This is my first build after a long break. Probably the last time I was building it was 2017. So I'm back again. I'm in a game. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my Grey Garden settlement, leave a like, leave a comment. I appreciate your support. Thank you very much for watching. Till the next time. Goodbye.